Face the mic.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to thank the Lions Club for hosting this event. Thank you very much, guys. And the candidates for all being here, although we're missing one. Terry Hall. Terry Hall had to work tonight, so he can't be here, so keep that in mind. And I want to thank, or I want to introduce myself. I'm Tom Neary, for those of you who've never run into me on the street, and my cohort, Carl Davis. We are working as a team. We ask that you get a card, if you haven't gotten one already, or more than one, to ask a question of the candidates. The way this is going to work tonight is that there will be 3 minutes given to each candidate to introduce themselves, and then when they have completed, and by the way, I have them set up so that all the trustees are, all the supervisors are here, and all the trustees are down here, so you kind of get an idea of who's running for what. So if you fill out a card, Carl will be screening those questions, not for content, but rather to find out if there's any duplicate questions. And if during the entire meeting you think of a question, if you will raise your hand, we have somebody that'll come around and bring a card to you, and you can fill it out, raise your hand again, they'll come by and pick up the card so that you have it, so we have it, and again, we'll screen those questions. I would ask, as they do in the presidential debates that we have seen, that you please, as a courtesy to all of the candidates, you hold your applause or your yoo-hoo and ha-ha till the end of the whole meeting, and give it a appraisal of all of them at one time, okay? So, with that in mind, well, I'll start out with the supervisors, and Don, if you will stand, and then each of you in succession, introduce yourself, give us 3 minutes of who you are. Thank you.
Fair enough. Thank you.
The mic?
Yes, I want to give you the mic.
Well, we got it.
No lawyer should be given a microphone for very long. About 1842, my family first came to Keeler Township. In 1844, they purchased a 640-acre piece of ground. It's over on Magician Lake. We still have 88 acres of that 640 acres of ground. My name is Don Blackman. I'd like to thank the 300 people who voted for me in August, and I really hope that I can continue to earn their support in this election, this special election that's coming up. I was born here in Dowagiac, Michigan. My family moved to Michigan City, where I went through high school. I went to DePaul University, 4 years undergraduate school there at Downstream Castle, Indiana. It's not the DePaul that everybody's familiar with over in Milwaukee. From DePaul University, I went to Valparaiso Law School. I wasn't quite sure whether or not I wanted to go into law or not, but I decided after I'd been there for 2 semesters that law is what I wanted to do. I came to South Bend, Indiana, where I practiced law for 45 years. My practice was all trial work, defense work, civil defense work, no divorces, things like that. I did major litigation defense work for several of the larger insurance companies over the years, and I finally got myself retired. Every lawyer ought to retire at some point. I moved back here into Keeler Township in 1985, and shortly after I moved back to Keeler Township, I was appointed to serve on the Appeals Board, Keeler Township Appeals Board, where I served for 6 years. I was appointed also and served on the Planning Commission, the Keeler Township Planning Commission, for an additional 6 years. I was appointed trustee of Keeler Township, and for 15 years served in that capacity. During that period of time, of course, I became the Keeler Township liaison member on the Keeler Township Planning Commission. I relinquished my job on the Appeals Board, and Mr. Daly took that over. I have 21 years' experience on the boards here in Keeler Township. I'm aware of many of the problems that Keeler Township faces. We are a very diverse township. We have a lot of residents who cannot vote, but pay large dollars for the privilege of living in this township. Since I live on Magician Lake, and if we assume and accept the fact that Magician Lake is part of the Sister Lakes, I live in the Sister Lakes community. I'm very much aware of the problems that are incident to the Sister Lakes community. And as elected supervisor, I think that I can work with any and all of the members of the board, however it's constituted. I think this is very important, since if any member comes to this board as elected who has an agenda, they will do a great disservice to this community. I think that my 45 years of trial practice has enabled me to examine problems, anticipate problems, and resolve problems. Lawyers aren't all about fighting. Lawyers, the biggest job the lawyer has is to resolve conflicts. And I think we have a conflict that we need to resolve here in this township. And that conflict is we cannot have a Keeler Township and a Sister Lakes Township. We are all one. I will strive to work with all members of the board to that end.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neri.
Pass it on.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Rich Hutchinson. I moved up here to Keeler in 1994, became a firefighter in 1995. I'm married. I have 2 grown children, 2 boys. One lives in Grand Rapids, one lives in Kalamazoo. I've had experience on the township board by being past zoning administrator. I've also been on the zoning board of appeals and currently am on the board of review. Along with Mr. Sorry, I'm a little nervous. Along with my cohort here, I believe that we have to bring this township back together. There's a lot of things going on back and forth between both sides, and this community does need to work together. And I have a great understanding from my firefighting background on what it will take to do that. So thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
Thank you.
Hi, my name's Joe True. Most of you know me already, but for those who don't, I've been a resident of Keeler Township for 32 years. For 29 of them, I spent as a deputy sheriff, Van Buren County Sheriff's Department. For the last 12 years of my career, I spent it in Keeler Township as a contract car. So I've got to know most of you. Some of you I don't. Some of you moved in the last few years. I'm married. I have 2 grown kids, 4 grandkids that I love more than anything in the world. What I'd like to see happen in Keeler Township is for everybody to work together. The reason we're here tonight is because there was a recall. I didn't cause that recall, other people caused that recall. I think it started out over the ambulance service, but truthfully, it became a part of the current board just not listening to the people, and it upset the people to the degree that they asked for a recall. So I think if I'm elected supervisor, I think I'm in a good position to bring everybody together. I'd like to work with both fire departments. I'd like to work with the other board members. I believe I can bring this township back together. My experience includes, if I missed one township meeting in the last 15 years, I cannot tell you when it was. I've been to every one that I can possibly think of. Right now, I am currently the zoning administrator and code enforcement officer for Pokagon Township. I'm also the code enforcement officer for Keeler Township. I've been around this township, I've been around all the people, and the board members, new coming in, the old ones, and I think I can work well with them. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Sorry. First of all, thanks to the Sister Lakes Lions Club for hosting this. It's very thoughtful of you. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Rich Daniels. I live here at Sister Lakes on Big Cricket Lake with my wife Stephanie and my two kids, Camp and Catherine. My children attend they don't attend anymore. Excuse me. They attend Grace Christian School over in Waterloo, and we attend Sister Lakes Community Church. I currently manage $22 million in retail sales. I have 22 direct reports, 120 indirect reports. I have a degree from Northern Illinois University in Business Communications. Prior to that, I served in the United States Army as a sergeant in a recon scout platoon. During Desert Storm, I served as a platoon sergeant in the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. I'm nervous too. I currently sit on the board for Lake Michigan's College Green Advisory Construction Committee. I sit on the board for Benton Harbor's Habitat for Humanity's Construction Committee. And I also am the steward of the Cornerstone Chamber of Commerce. I am a member of the American Legion, a member of the VFW, a member of the Desert Storm Veterans Association, and I am a distinguished graduate of Lake Michigan College's Community Leadership Academy. I am running for the position of Township Supervisor because it is my community, and I want to make it a great place to live. So, thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to answering your questions. Thank you.
Probably not as nervous as I am. I'm not a politician. I'm just a hardworking citizen of Keeler Township. I am the one that created the recall, I guess, for the people that came to me and said that they didn't think it was right. And I also agree, I don't think it was right. They made an important decision. They spent thousands of dollars to send out flyers in the mail explaining why they did it. But why couldn't they send out a survey to see what the people wanted? That's why I brought it to the head. I'm running for trustee. I have no degree, just a hard-working resident. I would like to see change. I think it's been kind of unfair. 25 years in office, I think, is a long time. I think it's time for a change. I think every political office should have term limits. I'm also looking forward to answering any questions and hope to be trustee. Thank you very much.
What was your name?
Jim. Gearsman. Sorry. Name tag. That's why I got the name tag.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Carmen Fleischauer, and I'm one of the candidates for the trustee, position of trustee. And I, first of all, also want to thank Sister Lakes Lions for hosting this event. I want to thank the people who I've knocked on some doors and other people who I've spoken to in this community in the past couple of months. And just thank everyone for your time and willingness to stop what you're doing and just give me some feedback and share your heart with me. And thank everyone here tonight. Didn't know what to expect, and we've got great turnout in this weather, so thank you very much. We appreciate your time. There's better things you could be doing tonight, but that shows just involvement in the community and care and concern, so I really, really appreciate it. And I need notes, not like these guys that can talk off, but I just need some notes here. I have been a resident of the community for over 30 years, originally from the Chicago area. I'm married 36 years, and I have 2 grown children, no grandchildren. And I do work for Cressy and Everett Real Estate as a realtor. I've been serving the community for over 14 years and still in that capacity. And I come to you with no experience in this field. I've sat on different boards for church and the Round Lake Association in different capacities, and so I'm familiar with how meetings are run and that type of thing. The reason I'm here is I was on a committee to come up with some names of people to put on the Republican, for the Republican ticket, and I missed the first meeting. So they put my name forward, and anyways, I just thought about it and prayed about it and thought, you know, I'd like to have some representation from the lakes, and I come in with no agenda. My care and concern is for the community, and as several have mentioned, let's bring this community back together. I don't know what that looks like or how it's going to be done, but I'd love to work towards that goal. I'm not in here to create enemies. I'm here to try and work together with everyone. I hope that I would be a good listener, be available to the people when there's concerns. Again, bringing no agenda, but and try to be fiscally responsible and learn along the way. I don't have the answers, I don't know it all, but I'm a willing learner. So thank you for your time and attention.
Good evening. Most of you here already know me, but for those who don't, I'm Tim Pitcher, lifelong resident of Keeler Township. My family's been here for about 150 years, and I have a business at Sister Lakes. The reason we're here is because of the change in the ambulance provider for the township. For a lot of personal reasons, I am for Sister Lakes Ambulance. Earlier this year at the Keeler Township annual meeting, our then board was asked if they could postpone signing a contract with Coloma Ambulance Service until after they found out what was going to happen at Silver Creek. Well, Silver Creek sent a letter out asking their residents which service they would prefer, and the majority of responses came back that they would prefer to keep Sister Lakes. Well, Keeler sent out a letter not to ask us what we wanted, but to tell us what we were going to get. It wasn't very democratic. Here, years ago, my father, it's going to be a history lesson here, my father and a few other gentlemen from Sister Lakes purchased with their own money a pumper fire truck. And the reason for that is back in those days, if we had a house fire at Sister Lakes, more often than not, Keeler would get there a bit too late. So their thought was, if they could put a little water on a fire and wait till Keeler got there, that perhaps between the two of them, they could save somebody's home. Well, they approached the township board and they asked for $35 for fuel oil to keep that thing from freezing in the winter. And the township basically said, well, you have a fire department, it's in Keeler, and we're not going to give you any money. Well, that kind of put a burr under their saddle, so they proceeded with a lot of hard work to make a real fire department. And the legacy of that can be seen today with the wonderful building, the equipment, and the very dedicated and very professional members of the Sister Lakes Fire Department. My father was fire chief for 25 years. I was secretary of the board for a while. I was a firefighter and EMT on the ambulance, and I personally started the Sister Lakes dive team. Yes, I am for Sister Lakes. However, if I was on the township board this last year, and if the citizens of the township actually wanted Coloma Ambulance Service, then I would have had to put my prejudice and my bias aside and vote in favor of Tacoma. The purpose of the township board is to represent the people that voted them into those offices. And our last board wasn't listening to the people. Unlike some previous members of the board, I'm not running for the position to manipulate the system for personal gains. I'm an honest man, I have integrity, and I'm looking for your vote in November. Thank you.
Good evening. Again, I also would like to thank the Lions Club and all of you for showing up. But for those of you who don't know me, I am Tom Landis. I've lived in the Sister Lakes area permanently since 1976. I'm a former friendly Illinois person, as we like to call the people that resort here. And you couldn't pay me to move back. No offense to anybody that is still a resorter. But I initially decided to, let me back up a little bit. I have 10 years experience on the Planning Commission. I've been zoning administrator for 5 years. I initially was asked to temporarily take that position until it could be filled, and what was supposed to be a short-term thing turned into 5 years. That's how I got involved in local politics, not politics, but local government. And that's why I'm actually running, is because I'm a little concerned that the recall eliminated 70 to 80 years experience on the board, experience in running a township and running it effectively, efficiently, and fiscally responsibly. And to all of a sudden have 3 positions open up and potentially have people be elected that have little to no experience, although everybody's qualified because they're residents of the township. But just a little concerned. There's a lot of other issues that are involved in running a township, other than the 400-pound gorilla in the room tonight, the ambulance issue. There's roads, there's sewers, there's weed control. There's just a myriad of things, and in the overall scheme of things, this is not the largest issue that is involved in running a township. So it's no surprise and no secret the position that I have. If you haven't picked up one of my handouts that kind of states my experience, but and/or read my letter to the editor that states my position, I think the board didn't act irrationally, and they actually started looking at this incident or this issue starting in 2005. And I keep hearing that it's the majority of the people that wanted to support Sister Lakes Ambulance. And I'm not anti-Sister Lakes Ambulance, absolutely. When I was at my parents' house when they got the letter in Silver Creek asking, what would you like to do? And my initial reaction, they asked me, what should we do, Tom? You want to keep Sister Lakes Ambulance. That was my initial reaction, because I wasn't aware of all the issues that were behind it. And so what's happened since that time is I looked at, I've met with TRICARE for 2 hours, I met with Mr. Kiken for a couple hours, looked at the budgets, looked at all the issues that are, and facts that are behind the scenes, and I came to this point where I think the board made the right decision, and it's not necessarily the majority of the people that were against the change in ambulance. It was the majority of people that were showing up and taking advantage of the democratic process. When you look at the numbers, 1,540 registered voters, historic turnout, 42% people turned out, and it just tells me how strong this issue is. But only half of them voted to support. That's 22% of the electorate. So I want us, to represent the 78% that either did not, take their right to vote or supported the board's decision. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Kimberly Hall, and I'm as green as you're going to get. And I'm so nervous, I'm not sure what I'm going to say, but I had no idea where Keeler was, Keeler Township. I met my husband, Terry, who was running for supervisor 26 years ago. We were married and have a son, 20. He's on the Keeler Township Fire Department, and I guess no mistaking, he works for Pride Care. I'm in the shoes again where I think the board made a decision based on what they thought was right at the time. They might have been able to do it a little bit differently, come around, but I'm not pro Sister Lakes, I'm not pro Pride Care, I'm just whoever can best fit our needs, so everybody in Keeler Township, the whole township, gets a fair shake on all the issues, not just the ambulance issue, but everything, so. I work for the Indian Intermediate School District with special needs children, and about the only experience I have is I'm serving as the treasurer on our union board, so. Thank you for your time, thank you to the Citrus Lakes Lions Club, and for all of you to come out and show up tonight, thank you.
Some of you folks know me. My name's Pete Lozada, for those who don't know me. I've been a resident here in Keeler Township now since roughly 1987. I've been a member of the Citrus Lakes Fire Department for 27 years, and I was chief there for 7 years. I come in running for the trustee position pretty green. I have no agenda on my hands. I just want to see this township come back together, and I think that I can help make a change there, and I can learn in the process of doing that. I want to see the facts and figures that the township came up with before I make any further decision on the ambulance issue. I'm not going to be pro Sister Lakes just because I'm a member of Sister Lakes. I do have some issues that I know about the other company, and I'm not going to get into those until I have pure facts about that. But I really think that this township needs to come back together like it used to be, and these fire departments need to quit up bickering back and forth with each other and start working together the way it used to be years ago. In the last few years, I've seen both departments just deteriorate away from each other, and it's really sad to say because not too many townships around here have 2 fire departments in their township, and I really think that that benefits it a lot. The board made the decision they made. I feel it was wrong myself on the fact that the people went to their meeting. Basically, they were told that what their opinions were was wrong, and they went ahead and voted against what the people said that day. I feel that they should have done like Silver Creek Township, sent out letters to the people and let the people make the decision. The people is what put the township board together, and obviously the people in this township is what took it away.